Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. Thank you very much to all the new Patreon supporters. I keep seeing you every single day rolling in. Thank you very, very much for your support. I do appreciate it. And as always, a free way to support the channel is by leaving a thumbs up or by leaving a comment, because it does indeed help with the algorithm. I have seen a very big change in the last couple of weeks, and without further ado, let's jump right into it. Bitcoin logged more record highs in the first official trading week of the year, raising hopes that it would keep rallying higher after closing the previous year with a gain of 302%. The benchmark cryptocurrency opened Wednesday with a wild upside move. It reached a new historic high of 35,868 US dollars. There were certain places around that were saying that they hit 35,900. Price discrepancies, what have you. It says ahead of the London opening bell. Well, sure, why not? The gains appeared as part of a retracement rally that started when Bitcoin to the US dollar slumped from its previous record high of 34,810 to 27,678, suggesting incredible support for the pair despite overbought sentiments. The only people I've looked around, I'm always in the news. I'm always trying to figure out what's new, what's trendy, what's happening within the cryptocurrency space, so that I can keep everyone else informed. The only people who were saying that Bitcoin was overbought, and I didn't even have to say this person's name out loud. You know exactly who it is, the same exact person when Bitcoin was going up. He's a major figure crypto analyst in the space. He kept on saying Bitcoin's too high, Bitcoin's going to go down lower. And even when we were around like 28,000, 30,000, he kept on saying that Bitcoin had to fall back down to 12. I'm not sure what he's ingesting into his body to make him believe these numbers in his mind, but sure, what have you. And the other people are Peter Schiff and other people like him who already don't like Bitcoin, who've been coming for, oh my gosh, if you haven't seen, find people who don't like Bitcoin on Twitter. They tweet more about Bitcoin than I do, which is a problem, because they, like, every hour, all they're doing is talking about it, so they're clearly in love and obsessed and all these other things. These are the only people who are saying that it's overbought. Anyway, there's that pretty low chart right there. In the past 24 hours, Bitcoin's gains also surfaced as the US dollar slipped further lower into a 10-month long bearish. So stop. The US dollar keeps falling. It is the 6th of January. The year had just begun, and the US dollar keeps slipping lower and lower. Remember like 4 months ago when all the banks were like, the US dollar is going to drop by 20%, and then Bitcoin's going to skyrocket? Weird, right? On Wednesday, the US dollar index reached 89.27, its lowest level since April 2018. According to Reuters, investors reduced their greenback bids while waiting for the outcome of a Senate runoff election in Georgia. So, Bitcoin has skyrocketed in price. It continues going higher. No actual confusion or surprise there. We knew that this was all going to take place. Here's the Reuters article. It says, dollar sinks as investors weigh Democrat gains in Georgia. It is abundantly clear at this point that more stimulus checks will have to come to fruition, be birthed in some sort of way. I'm not sure why people were like, oh, this isn't going to happen. Long story short, just so we can actually move on. Within the next 2 months, we are going to hear a lot of news about money being printed in the United States. That's only going to weaken the US dollar. Listen, it's no one's real fault, and I air quote that. But it's just the effects of 19 and what we've seen happen over the course of last year, which is going to continue this year. This is why it's very important for you to have been in the cryptocurrency space or to even be here right now, because we will be the winners in a race against people who don't have crypto. So just make sure that you yourself are prepared, because it's going to get a bit choppy. Also right here, I love really weird price prediction news, because it's usually very, I use the word wacky. It says Bitcoin's price broke the $35,000 barrier. Will it hit the target 40,000? Of course. at some point, yes, Bitcoin will hit 40,000 US dollars. I think that might actually be the goal for this month. Not like my personal life goal. I'm like 40,000 Bitcoin. But I think just in general, I think that the market is really trying to establish a proper new all-time high. And then we'll see a really, I don't want to say a strong pullback, but we'll definitely see probably a couple of weeks of a lull price movement. So Bitcoin was shooting up, and then there was a bit of a pullback. If you're not looking at the screen, it says Market Watch, Bitcoin dominance eyes 70% as total market cap inches from $1 trillion. I woke up a little while ago. It was more like an hour and some change, give or take. And I saw the prices and my eyes almost like popped out of my head. We were this close, and you can't, it's like thinner than a Bible page, thinner than a piece of hair, away from $1 trillion. And then the market, of course, started to fall back down. We are going to pass by $1 trillion, if not this week, then sometime next week. And that's going to cause the entire market to completely lose its mind and start rocketing a lot higher. We've been talking about the $1 trillion market cap for a while now. Altcoins have been pumping the last day or two, give or take. Bitcoin has regained its pumping status, and we were very close. And I don't even mean inches, like we were right there. I think the cool off is happening right now. Cool off. And then we're going to probably see some more movement during the rest of the day. But it's weird. We've been talking about these moments for years. How long has it been? 2.5, 3 years? And to finally have all of it happening at once, it's a bit of the word isn't shock. It's nice to see it happening. That's the only word that I can find in my head. This one says, technical analysis. Ethereum prints bullish break. Why Ethereum could surge above $1,200. This article was written when Ethereum was $1,182. No, that's another $18. If Ethereum couldn't break that $18, then everyone should just dump Ethereum. These articles are ridiculous, and they keep popping up every single day. I don't know what the thing is where everyone's like, is Ethereum going to pass by 1,000? Oh, it's 1,100. Okay, never mind then. Can it? It's just anyway. And this one says charted. Cardano ADA rallies 30%. Why bulls are not done yet? Cardano's really picking up, and it has been for the last I'd say about a good 29 hours. But really, it's pushed a lot of coins out of the way very rapidly. I think it's coin number 7 or 6 right now, and it looks as if it may potentially push XRP out of the way if Cardano continues rising higher. I couldn't really find an answer as to why Cardano was rallying. The only thing I really found was this. It says Cardano has been working on developing and expanding its ecosystem for a long time now, with the community focusing on bridging the gap between the market's altcoins. In fact, the Cardano and Litecoin Foundation, this isn't brand new news. We've had news that they were talking about doing this before, but alas, here we are. In fact, the Cardano and Litecoin Foundations have been long rumored to be discussing probable cross-chain collaboration. According to a recent update by Cardano's Charles Hoskinson, preliminary conversations between the two have now begun. Wow. Hoskinson informed the community about the presentation he made for Litecoin creator Charlie Lee and David Schwartz, project director at the Litecoin Foundation. The Cardano co-founder noted, I believe there is a process where a LIP, that is a Litecoin Improvement Proposal, same exact thing for a BIP, that is a Bitcoin Improvement Proposal, is being written. Litecoin is a very slow evolving cryptocurrency. It's one of the legacy coins. They move quicker than Bitcoin, but certainly slower than, I would say, a third generation crypto. As part of the charm, Litecoin is resilient to change. So big changes like interoperability or other things, they take a lot of time to ratify. Here's his tweet right here. So I assume this has been what it is. I'm not watching this entire 10-minute thing. I'm just not, for the sake of my own life and time. It says IOTA, Litecoin, and other bridges. If there's any indication within that video that they're also going to be working with IOTA, this could then also kind of solve the reason why IOTA has been pumping for the last 3 days as well. Because I was like, why is IOTA pumping? Nobody's actually using IOTA. But alas, here we are. So the news apparently is this fake? This looks fake. Doesn't this look fake? This looks like a video game, like fake flowers as well. Is it just me? Anyway, yeah, the news being that Cardano apparently is now working together with Litecoin people to make a bridge between them so that they are interoperable and that they can both be coins together forever and ever. Amen. Yeah, so that's the Cardano news. Kind of cool. And without further ado, let's move on. Next up, in news that's meant to scare you news, but we'll get into that in a second. Ethereum transaction fees have risen by almost 400% since the 1st of January. This increase has not only caused traders to incur higher costs on their transactions, but it's also led to questions about the mainstream potential of Ethereum. That's a lie, because we've had the same exact situation a couple of years ago, and we know that Ethereum's slow. Like, it's not brand new news that Ethereum is slow. We even had news last year. We had like 10 DeFi projects on top of Ethereum, and Ethereum was chugging along really slow, and people were talking about they were having problems. The transactions were taking a long time. The transaction fees were higher. So it's not really a question if Ethereum's ready for mainstream. We know that it's not. The entire, once again, price prospect for Ethereum lies in the fact that you can buy it, lock it away, and make passive income on a very stable, very robust blockchain. We know that Ethereum's slow. We know that it has very slow transactions. And once again, in 2017, for those of you who weren't here, somebody created a trading card game on Ethereum where you collected photos of cats. And that slowed down the network. Like, you couldn't do anything on it. So if cat pictures make Ethereum slow, according to Glassnode, Ethereum transaction fees have, now this is meant to scare you, Ethereum transaction fees have hit a new all-time high of $898,000 in a single day. This narrowly beats the last high seen in January 2018. Yeah, there's no line right there. So the news being, and I saw this a couple of places, but this was the most sensational. When you write that Ethereum's fees have hit 898,000, that's going to cause a lot of people to be like, what? That's crazy. Ethereum's super slow. It's the entire day. I expect them to go a lot higher. They don't say exactly how many transactions took place within that 898,000, which is also a little bit, I feel like they should have told us how many transactions were actually taking place. But I expect them to go a lot higher. We have phase 0 for Ethereum. That's it. Nothing else. They're working on like putting coins into the thing and staking them and holding them and passive incoming and yada, yada, yada. We've had no other news since October about any other upgrades happening for Ethereum. We know that Ethereum 2.0 won't completely roll out until 2024. I think it's going to be a little bit later than that, but that's another discussion. So yeah, the news is Ethereum slow, Bitcoin slow. We know that these things are slow, but that doesn't really stop the market from believing in them because they are old coins and they do have tons of support and they are very robust and they do have very strong blockchains. So that's going to cause the money to continue flowing into them. No one really cares. Now I'll tell you this right now. Stop. No one really cares how slow Ethereum is if you're able to lock it up and get 12% on it. Because you go to your bank and you get 0.01% and that's not going to do a whole lot. So yeah, here's the actual chart right here for those of you who were wondering. I can't make it any clearer because it just was just blurry on the other page. But sure, why not? Fantasticals. Glad to hear it. I think we're in like another little mini altcoin battle, like dance battle on the street kind of things where everyone is making sure to talk down about other altcoins. I don't know why this space does this. I'm not really sure, but it's just more like just focus on your own coin. If you like a particular coin and you see it's making you money, well then gosh darn it, you did it. You are the winner in your own heart. Saw a lot of these talking about Ethereum's fees. Sure. I expect this to triple by the time we're done with this actual parabolic rise. Like, I expect them to be so astronomically high. In 2017, Bitcoin's transaction fees were like $35. I'm expecting the exact same for Ethereum. Unless we get an upgrade, which we won't, they're going to be high. Anyway, that's the Ethereum transaction fee news. And without further ado, let's move on. Next up, cryptocurrency payment processor and exchange operator Uphold has formally clarified that it will not delist XRP for the time being. As part of an announcement made on Monday, Uphold stated it will not be removing XRP from its crypto offerings until the lawsuit filed by the US SEC is resolved. They said Uphold has decided to continue listing XRP until and unless the SEC's complaint, what was wrong with that word, is adjudicated in the SEC's favor and XRP is judged to be a security today, or the trading volume dissipates to a point where we can no longer support XRP. I don't think XRP's trading volume is going to go down that low. There's still a lot of people. First of all, once again, this only applies to the United States. I saw someone on Twitter, don't know if you watched the video as well, hello, asking why XRP hadn't dropped to 1 cent. This only applies to the United States. Like, can you imagine if there was a law that happened in the UK that also then swept over the United States? That's not how it happens. Just because something happens where you live does not mean that it's happening everywhere else. There are still a lot of people who like XRP. They're going to continue trading XRP. XRP's volume is still relatively high, especially given all things considered. So they're the only ones who've actually come forward to say, hey, like, we're actually going to hold on to it. I think everyone else, here's the actual press release right here. I think everyone else who has delisted XRP never wanted to list XRP. I told you. There's a lot happening behind the scenes. Everyone's betting on which coin is going to be the biggest coin. And none of these people really like each other, regardless of what they might say on Twitter or any other thing. They all have their bets on a particular coin. Just so happens that a lot of the people who don't like XRP had to list XRP because it was the third largest and at one point the second largest cryptocurrency and what have you. Anyway, that's the XRP news. Wonderful. Cool. I have a feeling no one else actually had to delist XRP because Uphold would have said, hey, we've been told by the SEC, so many letters, that we have to do it. Anyway, cool. Wonderful. Didn't delist it. So that's news. Let's move on. Next up, crypto index provider Bitwise now has over $500 million. I was like, what's wrong with me? $500 million in assets under management. 3 months ago, Bitwise reported only $100 million in assets under management. Bitwise recently launched America's first publicly traded crypto index with a goal to introduce the wealth management industry to the world of cryptocurrency. They said the speed at which professional investors are moving into crypto right now is remarkable. This was said by Hunter Horsley, co-founder and CEO of Bitwise, in a statement. Wonderful. So more money has been flowing into the cryptocurrency space. I mean, I'm surprised. I didn't expect that it would happen. I just assumed that all the money would flow into gold or the US dollar or stocks. See, I was joking. That was my humor. I'm very, very dry humorist. Anyway, sure. Bitwise now has $500 million in asset under management in crypto. No one should be surprised. I assume they're buying more every day, or people are giving them more to buy every single day, or money's flowing around more and more every single day, because that's how the cryptocurrency market works. Once again, finite asset. Finite. Not a lot of it going around anymore. It keeps being bought up more and more every single day. So just make sure that you are properly prepared for the coming storm? Rise in price. I don't know where I was going with that. I was hoping that the words would somehow, come together, but they didn't. Anyway, yay, Bitwise is richer. Let's moving on. What? I can't believe this happened. Wow. News. A hedge fund based in Singapore, Three Arrows Capital, has just completed the acquisition of Bitcoin stock worth over $1 billion, according to the SEC. The hedge fund bought over 35 million stock from Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust at $34 a share. Each share is redeemable for actual Bitcoin. That equates to roughly around 100,000 Satoshis. Okay. Wait. Oh, no. Okay. Wait. Huh? Okay. No, I got it. Okay. This transaction is the biggest one-off trade in the history of Bitcoin yet. 3 Arrows. Wow. 3 Arrows is, however, yet to release a statement on the purchase that was made for, if it was made for a client or not. Probably. It is a well-known fact that most institutional investors have preference for Grayscale's trust because they are regulated. Not only that, the investors are saved from having to deal with issues of custody of such Bitcoin investments. Wonderful. Another company came forward. Green Arrows, Red Arrows, 3 Arrows. 3 Arrows has just purchased over $1 billion worth of Bitcoin stock with Grayscale, which equates to $1 billion in Bitcoin, what have you. Wonderful. Cool. Every single day. I can't stress this enough. This happens every single day. So, I guess we move on. It's amazing news, of course, yes. But it's happening every single day. So, not that the magic has gone. It's more of a, I bring these to you to let you understand that they have happened so that you can understand that there's not a lot of Bitcoin left out there. When you talk about why the price keeps rising, it's because there's not a lot of Bitcoin left out there. When people keep saying that Bitcoin is overbought or the price is going to go back down or there's they don't understand the actual fundamentals of the market. Because listen, I know they don't watch my channel, but if they had, over the last 120 days, what's been in the news every single day? This. I'm pointing at it. I was hoping you could see my finger pointing at the screen as you looked at the screen, but I'm looking at the screen and you can look at the screen at the same time. Anyway, the point is, every single day we keep getting major big number figures of people throwing, you know how much $1 billion is? You know how much capital you as a company have to have in order to be able to allocate $1 billion into a digital asset? Anyway, so Bitcoin becomes scarcer and scarcer. I just hope you all understand that. That's why the price keeps rising, because supply and demand. The demand remains the same, the supply keeps dropping, and then therefore the price has to keep on going higher. Anyway, that's the hedge fund news, and let's moving on. And to finish things off, Bitcoin's near vertical rally to over 35,000 in the past weeks has brought back the so-called Kimchi Premium. Data from on-chain analytics provider CryptoQuant has showed. There's that low chart right there. It says Bitcoin is 5.5% more expensive on Korean exchanges. Named after a popular dish in Korea, the Kimchi Premium refers to a higher price for cryptocurrencies, especially large caps like Bitcoin on Korean exchanges in times of high volatility. Such moves were largely prominent in early 2018, with the premium shot up to a staggering 54%. Not sure if you were here in the other video. I'll explain this very quickly. What ends up happening is, and what happened was that we didn't have as many cryptocurrency exchanges as we currently do right now. People had access to be able to use, let's say you were in Korea and you wanted to use or buy something on Coinbase or something in Canada, you could have technically done so. However, we had a lot of situations where people had their money going missing and so and so and so. So people wanted to be able to know, if I'm in Korea, I want to buy in Korea. If something happens to my coins, I can walk down the street and say, hey, where's my money? That was kind of the basic idea of it. That was kind of the thing. Everyone was mainly dealing in their local cryptocurrency exchanges. But what happens when you have an asset where there's not already a lot of it? So the cryptocurrency exchange has to buy this much Bitcoin, but there's this much demand. So as the amount of Bitcoin continues shrinking and all these people are still in the South Korean market, the price of Bitcoin ends up going higher because yada, yada, yada. But that actually ended in early 2018 when the South Korean government came forward and they were like, we're going to ban it. Stop it. It's too much happening. It was basically all the governments around the world got really scared really fast because Bitcoin's price kept on rising after they kept on saying through the course of 2017 that it was garbage, but the price said otherwise. Anyway, so there are definitely price premiums around the world right now. It just so happens that the Kimchi Premium has happened to make the news once again. We are going to see this happen over and over, especially as we get more governments who keep trying to corral is the word, basically lead people to certain cryptocurrency exchanges. You live in this country, you have to use this cryptocurrency exchange so that we can have your information, that we can have your so-and-so and all of your data. But the issue also is that cryptocurrency exchange can only procure so much Bitcoin. So as people start buying and the price of Bitcoin goes higher, people start buying much quicker. And then before you know it, the price on other websites is going to start to go a lot higher, which is really interesting because there were people before in the past. And this was, what's the word? Caution. Have caution if you're going to think about doing this. Is that when these premiums were happening, people were actually just simply taking their Bitcoin from here, going to that exchange and selling them, and they were making extremely huge profits. But I don't know the whole laws and stuff like that first. So, like I said, be careful. Don't go all willy-nilly and think you're going to be making tons of money. Anyway, cool. Yay. Wonderful. Premium is back. These premiums will continue because there's not a lot of Bitcoin left. Remember, there's maybe... I estimate that there's actually only around 1 million Bitcoin left. And that is a very rough estimate. That was my estimate in November. So I'm not going to even say any more on that because you already know where I'm going. Anyway, hold on. Wait. There we go. All right. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Professor Wally from Gunbot University. Need a Miracle. Same. Crypto Stahl. George Montoya, WiseLink, Not TMI, Conan Don't Skip Leg Day, Snacky Chan, Tolik Banan, Auspicious Agile and Blockchain, Navarro Williams, David James, Attila the Han, Yasha Harari, Oscar Maldonado, Utopia 569, Moonman High, XRP, Joshua Vineyard, Martin Steuer, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Animal Reader, A Bibliophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Moher Maroney, Master Ventures in Thailand, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Cole D, 3D, Damien, Setsuna, Richie Richard III, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Mangialavori, Anthony Charles, Jim Garner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller Hishes Every Day, and Kyle Skips Leg Day. Yes to Crypto. Bodie McBoatface. Anytime Fitness, Monk's Corner Staff, ArfMedic17, Big Me a Cake, Tigger Macho Nisa, On Crypto with Lionel, Crayola Michelle, URL, and Bolero Bastos. Thank you all very, very much for your support. Thank you to all the new Patreon members. Thank you to everyone who has the support of the channel. Thank you to everyone who left comments, thumbs up, algorithms, and all that other stuff. Thank you. At the Memento, where the prices. Bitcoin is currently at 33,843 US dollars. That's right there. That's the point where, see, even $941 billion, we were right there. It was the weirdest thing in the entire world to see it. I actually held my breath. Bitcoin's currently still up by 8%. Ethereum's up by 6.52%. XRP is down by 3%. It's like up down. It's kind of like just choppily going sideways. Cardano is up by 18.81%. Excuse me. Lumens is up by 55%. I assume all for the news about the Ukraine. It does make a lot of sense that it would be going up listen, stop. I assume that news is true, as we heard news about it all over the place, and I think we also had the actual press release for it as well. So yeah, I assume Lumens is gonna keep on pumping. My New Year's wish is just for Bcash to leave the top 10. Just go away, go into obscurity where no one can have to think about you anymore. BSV tries desperately. It's number 14. It keeps trying over and over to stay within the realm of relevancy, but what have you. NEM is up by 16%. VeChain Thor is up by 18%. Synthetics is up by 9%. Anything else crazy? Dogecoin is still up by 10%. Uniswap is up by 10. IOTA is up by 13. IOTA's usual 24-hour volume is like $4 million. So, 83 million. That's a lot of bucks. Zilliq's up by 22%. FTX token, that coin we all love, is up by 15%. Maker's up by 15. Yeah. Pretty interesting day. The market's all over the place. There's no clear direction as to where anything is going to go. But it is quite interesting to see. Yeah. I might try to make a second video. There's a lot going on. I have to do stuff for the other channel. I almost broke my toe yesterday. It's just, what a year. I do hope you all enjoyed. I do hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.